everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of the Rise podcast season 2. Today we have our Sean Alimov. That's the pronunciation of your name, isn't it?
You
Alimov
nailed it.
on the
You
I.
nailed it.
Okay,
Perfect.
yes. So, I'm really excited to have a chat with Sean today. I love having chats with you, Sean. I know we can talk for hours.
Likewise. And we
Um,
do.
yes, and we do. But I like having conversations with you, and that's why I wanted to invite you on to here because you always have a lot to say, even if it's not your initial field. You have such a broad knowledge on a lot of subjects. And I
Thank you.
met Sean. Um, he came to invite us to one of the things that he does, because you do a lot. So one of the things that he does, which is a really huge event, Youth Tech Fest, which happens every year. And this was last year. And I connected with you because you showed an interest in early years, which I always appreciate in people. And you realize the value of early years and the impact that early years can have, which obviously everyone knows is our passion. So yes, that is why I absolutely loved meeting you, and I wanted you on here. The subject that we talked about at your event was the continuum of learning. So that's what I wanted. That's what we decided we were going to talk about today. Um, it was actually a topic that you suggested, wasn't it? Um, so,
Thank you.
and I really appreciate it. It was an amazing topic to open. And yeah, I think it's a really good one that doesn't get talked about enough, especially in this changing era. So, I've tried to say a bit about you without saying too much about about yourself. I always like to give you, a couple minutes at the beginning. I like to give our guests a couple minutes to introduce themselves. So, Sean, take it away. Tell us about yourself.
Yes, Katerina, thank you very much. I feel really excited about being part of your amazing Rise podcast. Big fan, big follower. If people haven't seen it, I certainly advise them to come and check out. I think you brought a really an amazing different perspective and views from different backgrounds, and starting with Dugne, talking about how in her world there is no work-life balance, with Christina Shailas, she's such an amazing person. We're also collaborating with her, and she really understands the capabilities of the current technologies that could be deployed to acquire specific skills. And of course, podcast with you yourself, that was quite cool. I thought that was such a brilliant idea. Yeah. So
Well,
this is a bit of a compliment from my side. So yeah, excited to be here.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Yes, and I do indeed. My personal passion are children's education. I'm the father myself, and I want to be part of my daughter's, growing up and learning development stages. I want to be involved in it. Unfortunately, my work commitments and other things that come in a way, limiting that time that I can spend with them. So the idea was always is to how do we actually support as a community, perhaps, the access to the holistic, what we call ESTEAM education, where you've got elements of entrepreneurship, science, technology, engineering, art, mathematics, the kids' passions for things like music, theater, sports, they develop such a future-proof skills. And, these are the ones that I think is missing in our abilities to equip them and enhance their natural skills and flares. So that's how the idea was born, is to launch a youth tech initiative, fully inclusive initiative. And as part of it, we're of course running Now will be third Youth Tech Fest that's going to take place on the 1st of February in Limassol at the warehouse by IT Quarter. Retro industrial looks
Yeah,
overlooking the sea.
it's a
Can't go
great
wrong.
place. Yeah, it's great. It's going to be a great location. So, when I came to your event last year and you proposed the topic for the panel discussion, Continuum of Learning, what did this term mean to you? As you said, you're very passionate about education. Um, so what does it mean to you?
To
What is
me
your
personally,
definition? Yeah, for you personally,
for me
what is your
personally,
definition of continuum of learning when you
yeah,
propose that topic?
I have to say that what first shocked me is my ability as a parent to influence my child. If you look at and I can see it now for the growth of my two daughters. One is 11, one is 8, and I can see how their mindset and everything is changing, you know. And so I felt that the usual concept that the early education is actually, you know, just an kind of how can I pull it? And adjust to the main education, you know. This is the important times where the children will take you as an example, as their hero, you know. You can really influence their career choices, interest, passions, you know, and direction. I think continuum learning concept is for all of us. We do it every day. You know, I learn how to speak with you next time I see you because I know a little bit more about yourself. You know, you got a child that maybe have some kind of a neurocognitive profile, you know, so you have to have a practitioner of actually doing it. You may have intelligence, how to handle it, you know, they may have taught you, but actually doing it, you know, all these kind of a things. So the continuum of learning is concept that I think for me is I wouldn't even go as a mindset. I think it's bigger than that. It's something that we already doing it and giving the right direction. I think that's what makes it important. And my view personally, I think as a parent or an educator, I can influence them until age 8, 9, maybe. After that, it's the environment around them, it's the social media. Those are the
Yeah.
ones that are impacting on their lives massively.
Yeah.
Did I go away from the
No,
question?
no, no,
Sorry.
no, no. I love that you have mentioned the informal aspect of the term continuum of learning, because I think when everyone hears the word learning, they immediately think formal education, schools, curriculums, whereas they
Exactly.
tend to forget the informal, as you mentioned, you know how to talk to me. Every time you talk to me, you know how to talk to me a different way because you know more about me. You
Yeah.
know my
Yeah.
interests, so you know how to grab my attention. And this is this is knowledge. This is intelligence. It's informal
But what you're
knowledge.
doing is you're actually building the house without foundation.
Yeah,
You have, you know, the early year, the early childhood education. For me personally, right now, knowing the fact that I can only influence it up until this age gap. After
yeah,
that, I'm losing that power,
yeah,
you know, on a weekly basis, probably. I
yeah.
don't know.
It becomes a lot
And
more
I'm one of those
challenging.
parents that decided to be open to an idea to give access to my children to the devices like mobile phones, etc. Me and my
Mhm.
wife, we do control we see what they're looking at, and there's, you know, parental controls everywhere. But the children are these days, you know, they're very clever. They know how to go about it, I'm sure.
They know a
Uh,
lot more than we did at their age, I think. Like,
Exactly, because I
yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
learn more about it. Because if I don't know it, I'm immediately against it.
Hmm.
So, continuum of learning for me as a parent is a never-ending process
Hmm.
because when we spoke with the policymakers in Brussels, like European Commission, European School Net, who are responsible specifically for development of digital literacies, you know, STEM education, one of the biggest challenges is to educate the educators. And my argument was, I think the bigger challenge even is educating the ultimate educators, i.e. parents.
The parents,
Yes.
1000%.
Yeah. So it's like if your son, for example, gets some kind of a troubles on social media, or posts something innocent, but he's been taken in a completely different way. Your immediate reaction would be, "Give me that bloody phone!" You're not having it back, like for a week or something. You're
Yeah.
grounded and stuff. Does that solve the issue? No.
No.
But that's our kind of an innate reaction to dealing with something we don't know
Yeah.
nothing about. So if they
Exactly.
tell us, "Look, you know that these guys are now so clever they can break into the account from this way, protect they as well." That's what I want to know. Like I don't want my daughter to start looking at some non-age appropriate content. So teach me how to protect it even further.
So would
Yes.
you say that your view on learning changed once you became a parent?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
absolutely. Absolutely. And look, I'm coming from the immigrant background, my parents, all my heritage has been educated to the Soviet Union style education, which is very much focusing on development of the hard skills. And and then not the only one. There are other jurisdictions that's got engineering heritage, like Germany, Israel, China, the big density countries. There's a huge competition for talent, so they paying like close sort of a look on education, and by far more progressive than us in Europe. We are lagging. Our educational system was designed in 20th
Mhm.
century and it hasn't changed. So we're not equipping kids with the future-proof skills. That's just full stop. The jobs are changing, the markets are changing. It's yeah, that's my view. I think our vision of ensuring collaborative relationship between businesses and academia, that's what will constitute to the change. Uh, Policymakers, bureaucrats, they have to abide by laws. So
Mhm.
unless Brussels says something drastic, our minister cannot do anything on their own. So it's a sort of a governmental matters. But in the
Mhm.
meantime, if we can ensure collaborative relationship between businesses and academia, support development of the talents through specific tailored internship programs, scholarships, that targeting the guys that deserve it, maybe from the underprivileged families, from the remote
Mhm.
locations. Those guys could have an amazing skills. If we have better understanding the requirements of the local industries. Now, in Cyprus, we're uniting all of them. We've got fintech sector, we've got shipping, we've got people in logistics like DP World. We've got Cyprus Marine Club, the largest community of ship ownership management community. Do you see what I mean? We
Yeah.
want to demonstrate the abilities of the local, because I'm like that father from the Big Fat Greek Wedding. Do you remember that movie when he
Yeah.
said, "Why do you want to leave me?"
Oh,
That's what I want to. That's what I want my daughters. I want them to at least have an opportunity in the future
right.
to, maybe they have to go and develop their talent elsewhere. Cyprus has got very limited platform for developing several talents. Let's
Mhm.
say, for example, you're a musician. Let's say you're an amazing ballet
Yeah.
dancer or a sports person, etc. You have to get engagement with the educational entities, businesses, like maybe some kind of a specific coaches that can further develop that career. And that's
Mhm.
what our initiative is all about. The event
Yeah.
itself is just an epicenter of gathering the most talented guys and giving this a bit of a entertainment element to it through various activities, non-stop activities. So yeah.
So I guess the way to push continuum learning is to enhance the community in which it exists, essentially.
I
Uh,
I put it even more a different way. Okay. I think when it comes to communication specifically and the cultural acumen, I think this would be one of the best skills that one person can learn, and that could make them really adaptive to any environment
so
and
you're
even
talking about
changing
soft skills.
even careers. Absolutely. You know, the abilities to communicate. And I think, you know, individuals like you and and your husband, what you're doing with Rise Schools, it's quite extraordinary in my opinion. You know, you've got children from different backgrounds, coming from different religions, etc. They're growing up, they're forming these connections, they're building what I call the key foundation for,
Mhm.
you know, this upon all the future skills they're going to be relied on. And if
Yeah.
it's already integrating the cultural awareness, you know, one of my biggest learning, I did 2 degrees. One was in engineering. Surprise, surprise. Son of Soviet immigrants. Of course, he's going to be an engineer, right? Second one I did in finance, and the biggest learning was is to really like doing these exchange student exchange programs, you know, doing these little trips around Europe, around Mediterranean to understand different cultures. So I think that that's what contributed to my personal career, not the knowledge that I was given at university.
So about technology. Now,
Yes,
technology. Now, your event, your Youth Tech Fest, there's a lot. So there's the arts and that you mentioned, but technology is also a huge part of it. And I know that you know a lot about the tech industry, and you're very involved in that. When it comes to technology in education and raising children, it's a, quite controversial. There's very extreme opinions.
absolutely.
Um, and what I find very often is that parents are either one extreme or the other. So they are fully
Correct.
immersing their children in technology, they're fully supporting it, or they're going completely the other way. They don't want even television near their children, no iPad, nothing. They want, forest school type
You just
education.
described my my mom and dad.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, um, what, how do you feel though that technology, do you feel that technology is something that can contribute to the continuum of learning, or is something that's going to hinder it? What's your
Um,
view on this?
my view on it, whatever it's gonna do, it's gonna do it. It's there already. You know, there is no way even thinking that it's not even taking part already in a continuum of learning process. Everything you do professionally is relating to the technology, how you promote your brand, how you make the announcement. The technology is enabler to, you know, what would you classify it? 90% of your day-to-day work? Uh, how
Yeah,
long you
yeah,
spend on technology? Yeah,
it's a huge part.
exactly. And then
It's a
if
huge
we
part of
were,
what we do.
because what I loved about you is you and Tony, you actually, I found you like one of like two visionaries that I can see in Cyprus that really understand, and it's not because of your business, but you open-minded to the fact that this introduction to technological element that can support their passion, support their, you know, like music or let's say dance. We're talking about choreography. On
Mhm.
one hand, one can argue, I want to send my kids to do dance because I want them to get away from these bad boys. Okay? I don't want them to sit there, sit on the phone. That's correct. And they would be right in it. And what would be also right in that choreography develops engineering mindset. So the skill set that they're going to give it through activity that this he or she will like, the kid, you know, develops, you know, underlying layer of knowledge and competencies that unless you understand, you can't nurture it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I
Uh,
understand.
So, so yes, we named Youth Tech Fest, and the tech is in the name. And you know, not the first one that says like this is a focus on technology. This is a focus on. It's actually not.
It's part of it.
What it
It's
is
part
based
of
on
it.
it, what it is based on, is on children's natural flares, natural passions, natural interest, and we're building up on it to add an element of the skills that will enable them to be successful in the future. For example, I'll give you an example. In Scotland, they did a pilot where they were trying to attract young people to STEM education, which is standard term for science, technology, engineering, mathematics. These are the things they teach you at school as part of your curriculum, etc. Yeah. So the way they wanted to attract it, they took them to the football ground, to the football club. Okay, so they utilize sport as an enabler, as a stepping stone to explain to them that the certain kicks need the certain angles and this, and that. Yeah, kids, because of the passion for, like, for example, at our event, we have a multi-champion in racing, in cycling, Andreas. Okay, we've got the only Cypriot, young Cypriot. These guys are in their 20s. Yeah, this is the only Cypriot in the NASCAR Europe Series, like Vladimiros. This crazy. We've got a Cypriot flag bearer, Elena. That there was a bit of a controversy that she's not originally from Cyprus. Why is she carrying it? But the girl really deserved it. She worked for it. She was put under the condition to prove herself, and she started winning everything. She was jumping 1 meter 90, 1 meter 92, and like she qualified massively quickly for the Olympics, and she certainly deserved to be the flag bearer for Cyprus. And this is like kind of a peer-to-peer learning. And yeah, so this is where you need to understand that technology could be your enabler. You know, you could record if you are dancing. You can see the movements, the choreography, the pirouettes, and all this kind of a stuff. If you're into music, like it becomes like as an enabler. And I think with all the scary stuff of people stealing information and things like that, I think it's also important to support your kids, but in the process also understand the safety element of it. So everyone is on the same page. Everybody's learning it, and more importantly, industry gets the talent that they're looking for, that applicable to um, to their needs.
That is the dream of
Yep.
how it would all work. And that is that would be the hope and that is the aim. And yes, that is what Youth Tech Fest promotes. But it's the same as my worry as a
Hmm.
parent and as an educator, especially as an educator, because I have been trained to teach face to face. I've been trained to teach from 0 to 10, and build it up slowly. And you have to find the answer. Nobody's going to give you the answer. And that's how I've been trained to teach.
Hmm.
But what I am worried about is that as it's the same with, eating cake. Somebody can say, it's really nice to have a bit of cake. Have a little bit of cake after you eat your dinner, like a little slice of cake. And there's some people that will eat a little
You
slice of
mentioned
cake.
cake. I want cake right
No, no,
now.
I
I
want
was
some
like,
cake now.
I haven't had my breakfast yet. I'm gonna have a cake after this.
And then there's some people that to eat the whole cake and they take advantage. Now, it's the same concept as technology. So last year,
Mm.
there was a really impressive AI, Einstein
Yes.
from Pascal. Absolutely amazing. I was so
Yeah.
impressed. It was absolutely
Well, the
incredible.
most impressive bit was it was developed by a 15-year-old kid,
Yeah.
and he's a teacher. This is
No,
this is for me the most impressive
it
thing.
was incredibly impressive. So AI is becoming a huge part of everyone's life.
Yeah.
Um, Everything is AI generated now. And
Yeah.
for us as adults, because we know how to actually work in a world without AI, we'll have a little bit of slice of cake. We'll use it, sometimes, and we'll use it
Absolutely.
creatively.
We
But
understand that at
children,
our age, everything needs to be done in moderation. Otherwise,
yes, yes, and we know how to
the
live
scales
without
go
it.
up, and yeah.
We know how to do research ourselves. We know how to go online. We know how to go to a library. We know how to find something ourselves. Children now learning, they don't know. They're not being taught to research. And if they
Mhm.
are being taught to research, if they are lucky enough to be taught to research, they still know about AI and they still know about ChatGPT. And the worry is that answers are being given to everyone. So how my worry as a parent educator is teaching children to have a little bit of slice of cake, not the whole cake, so that there is a continuum of learning. Because if answers are just given, then is that learning? Is there a continuum of learning?
I think what I got from what you've said, there's really two parts of question. First of all, as an educator, you've been in this industry, you're very known. I love your approaches. Everything you do is forward thinking, and hats off to you, your team, everyone at Rise Preschools. Fantastic, you're doing a great job. But as an educator, what we feel is I personally don't have knowledge nowhere near to what you have. That's why we trying to create an ecosystem across the globe with individuals that are in your space, that are reputable thought leaders. Like, for example, Ayomi, she's the founder and CEO of Women in Tech Global. This woman changes laws and indices in countries where, for example, I'm from, in Uzbekistan, in that Stan region in Kazakhstan, they're now changing laws and indices to reduce a gender gap. We've got Salvatore Negro, Chief Executive Officer from Junior Achievement Europe. Junior Achievement Europe is an American brand which is very known for financial literacy. But financial literacy is no longer a new concept. So they're trying to branch out into the digital learning as well as STEM education. So for them, for the American brand like that, imagine like you've got McDonald's that suddenly needs to change their branding from fast food industry to become, I don't know, a car dealer or something. It's a huge step. So they won a tender to run a pan-European coding week. They call it now Code for Europe, and to demonstrate that they expanding their branding. And we actually collaborating both with the Junior Achievement Cyprus with Antigone. She's a wonderful lady. But we're also now collaborating with CIRIC as a research center that acted as an international hub for that coding week. We have Dougie Brimson. He's the Guy Ritchie style producer for movies, very well known for writing over 17 books and producing Green Street, a movie about the football culture in England. Hugely popular, multi-million sales author. He's flying from London. So it gives you an ability as an educator to get a different perspective in terms of where technology fits in or how they view new trends, what are the predictions. That's what even the policymakers themselves, like European Commission, European Schoolnet on site, will be outlining. When you talk about AI now, coming to the second question, that's another very interesting point. Did you know that in California, they doing currently AI education, introducing AI education in middle school and high school because they got different systems. And you know what they said to me? We unintentionally excluding children. And I was like, how did that happen? Because children at that age, when you introduce a new subject to them and they don't feel they're good at it, they give up. So once you go to the 8 plus, and do you see what I mean? The mindset is influencing development of skills that communities and economies desire. So now they understand why they should start it from primary level. So they starting it from primary level in Cyprus by comparison, from what I understand, the only decent AI program that's being introduced at the educational level system is set up by a company called JetBrains. They're based in Paphos. Naturally, they collaborated with really cool, they've got this really cool professor there in AI and, so Savas, they collaborated and are doing bachelor degree in AI.
Mhm.
But you can imagine the disparity of it. They're learning already from primary level. We're just introducing to the kids at university level. How far behind our kids are gonna fall? So if you leave your kids to the educational system, you naturally, setting them for potential failures in the future. So having that, engagement between all educational ecosystem players. These are the children, these are the ultimate educators, parents, these are the policymakers, these are the business community, teachers, teacher trainers, and it's shared learning, shared experience environment for them, which what Youth Tech Fest represents. It's crazy. I mean, we're gonna have like a football activities. By the way, I just confirmed last night Cyprus Rugby Federation.
Oh,
So if you want to see lots of
my son's
fit-looking
going to be
rugby
happy.
players,
What you're describing is what is the message behind Youth Tech Fest. So to round off the this episode, you have told us through our conversation, it has been understood what Youth Tech Fest is and what you're trying to achieve with it. But it is coming up. It's at time of recording. It's less than a month away. It's an incredible event, and I do want people to know what it is. It is for families, so anyone can join, anyone can come along. But explain a little bit more about what there will be, what available activities there will be, talks that are going to be available,
yeah,
something to share with the group.
absolutely. And we are following our concept of the continuum of learning and ensuring that we've got a shared objective between all of us, parents, educators, the business community, and we really understand how concurrently we can all move forward in the right manner. Okay, and again, the event is just an epicenter. I think the mission is a lot broader. So the festival itself is all about fun. It's all about hands-on activities, workshop. Everyone is a winner quizzes. Like you love gaming, you've got it. We've got gaming zone. You want robotics, you've got it. We've got robotics zone. We've got robotics competition happening. You love football, you got it. We've got football activities, dance, theater. We've got people from West End going to be showing up. So you'll see performances, musical performances. There will be an AI generated gaming on site. So yeah, just bring your families. It's all free. We don't charge a penny. There is no hidden agendas or anything. People always ask for some reason. Well, yeah, we want access to the fantastic experiences, family experiences, and future careers should be for all. So no tickets, just show up and enjoy yourself. If you want to learn a little bit more about specific topics relating to art, to educational trends and predictions, you can always join our Educational Experience Summit. This is where check our website. I think you'll be impressed with our speaker lineup. Yeah, you can share your ideas and learn from them because they are thought leaders, they're business executives, they're the policy makers, so they can answer your questions directly and meet them in person. There are several activities that we are launching for the first time in Cyprus. One is we're doing a Cyber Sports Cup. So it's for all the gamers that love things like Brawl Stars. So we're doing Brawl Ball, okay?
Oh,
For everyone that loves the Rubik's Cube, we're still hosting our, tournament with the fantastic Cyprus Cubing Society. We're going to have a gaming hackathons. We have Cyprus's first film and dance youth festival, where we've got three categories, Oscar-style events for young creators. There you go. 44 countries participating currently.
wow.
And So yeah, international food court, enjoy the meals from all around the world, fantastic views of the sea, and yeah, make connections, meet like-minded people, as a parent, as a student, because these connections in our new home, they will last for a lifetime. So you never know where your next, best friend, best advisor, maybe business partner could be. Yeah.
Nice. That is going to be an amazing day. I mean, last year was amazing too, but this one you've got more and more every year.
We're trying
So
to push
very
we're
excited.
trying to push the boundaries a little bit to make it more
Yeah.
conducive to like teenagers, for example. We felt that maybe at the last event there wasn't much activities for the teenagers,
Mm.
so we wanted to add that element like a gaming, sports activities, etc., because that's their passions as well. A lot of the kids that submitted their amazing projects for the school contest, ESTEAM projects. A lot of the young girls and young guys said that, we're into music, we're into sports, we creators in some kind, social media and all these things. So we need to accommodate all that,
Mhm.
within our celebration. And so it's a bit of everything for everyone.
Amazing. Amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. So it's on the 1st of February.
Yep.
What time
Three
does it
main
start?
languages, just so everybody knows. The event is truly multicultural. I think I would even argue the largest multicultural, family-oriented event. So we've got three main languages. First language is Greek, second is English, and third is Russian.
Amazing. What time does it start?
It starts at 9 o'clock, and I bet your top dollar will go till 7 this year. It's if you go on our website, everywhere you see the mentioning of the venue, the warehouse by Tickwater, you can click on it and Google Map will show you exactly where it is. It's a
Amazing.
fantastic venue. It's all on one level. So this time around, when we bring kids on the wheelchairs, they're not going to have troubles like we
Mhm.
experienced at the previous events when it was on the different levels. This time it's all on one floor. It's very
Yeah.
secure, if the parents decide to do meditation and yoga, courtesy of High Commission of India, we actually got 102 square foot tent
Oh
going to
my
be put
goodness,
right by the
Sean.
sea, and you guys can go
Oh
and
my
meditate,
gosh.
relax, because the mental well-being is very important.
Wow. No, I'm so excited. So excited. Well, thank you for
Thank
spending
you.
time with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure, as it always is.
Pleasure is
And
mine.
I am super excited for the 1st of February.
I'm looking forward to it. And I just want to say once again, thank you very much for having me on your wonderful podcast. And if there is anything we can do, my number, my email, I'm only a phone call away.
Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we will see you soon.
See
Bye.
you. Bye. Bye bye.